freedom for all.
Radio for all. You are now live with the Humble Prince on Sahara FM Radio. Yeah. We're back. Live with the Humble Prince on Sahara FM Radio. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Hope everybody's having a fantastic night so far. And hope you guys are enjoying the show. Yeah. Seriously, this is for you. Talking about I wanted to return the hat, man. This is, I forgot. That's how we work these days, man. That's how my...
stick it back on, I'm sure.
Nah, I'm ripping it up. That's how my youngins told me to wear it. Anyway, tonight's show is brought to you by the law offices of Bolandi Maiwa PC. Please go to their website, www.maiwalaw.com. Also, Lavina Skincare. Go to their website, www.lavina.com. Lavina is spelled Lovinah. And if you'd like to advertise on a hit radio show, holla at me. You know, humbleprince@gmail.com or publishers at SaharaReporters.com. Right now, I got two friends to the house. One just can't get enough of this show, and she's back. Please, let's welcome the beautiful Dolakwa Didakwa.
Hello. Yeah. It's not that I can't get enough. It's like you keep begging me to come back. And
you ever known a Nigerian man to beg? Please.
I can tell you some stories.
And of course, she came back, just hit me up, said, you know what? Let's come on the show again. And we have Professor. I got to get used to
not make him call me Professor
I believe
Sunday. Can you hear me? Okay, good.
Yeah. Can you, yeah.
Are we good?
Nick, are we good?
We're good?
Yeah.
Lovely.
She said, change. My flyer just says Boomy. Change it. I'm a professor, goddamn.
Well, she's a professor. I mean,
true.
give props when props are due.
That is not true. I didn't know that.
But, guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
really,
you.
really appreciate it. But of course, we have a very, very special guest in the house. I like to think of this lady as a pop singer. She's a beauty entrepreneur, multi-millionaire, and I think we have her on the phone right now. Please let's give a round of applause for the beautiful Dancia, all the way from Los Angeles and all that good weather. Dancia, are you there?
Should I clap for myself too?
Oh, she said, can she clap for yourself?
Yeah, I was clapping for myself. You said
No. We'll do that for you. Hey, can you guys hear us?
We have the soundtrack for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Dancia, you don't need to clap for yourself.
Now.
Yeah, we'll clap for you.
Oh, you guys use a soundtrack.
Oh yeah, we do hear the soundtrack. Of course, we can hear everything, man. But Dancia, just want to say.
Not very natural.
Ooh.
Say that again.
She said your soundtrack is
Hey,
not
how
very
are you?
natural.
Oh, well, it's a work in progress. Yeah. So, Dancia, thank you so much for joining us all the way from Los Angeles. How's the weather out there?
It's amazing. I mean, I haven't been outside yet, but I'm sure it feels really great. But
Look at you.
compared to you guys, we're living the life out here.
It's not your fault,
That's
man.
true.
Fantastic.
That's
Yeah.
true.
That we have Dancia on the screen. Thank you. Dancia, please say hello to my guest co-hosts, Boomy and Dolakwa.
Hello.
Hi, doll.
Hello.
Dolls. Ooh.
That's my nickname. What can I
Yeah,
say?
Dancia, again, we're just so happy for you to join us and everything. Please, we're going to give you the floor soon. But I just wanted to say, let's not even deceive ourselves out here. We know what's going on. We know what everybody's saying, how you're this and how you're that. First of all, what do you want people to know about just about Dancia? Because I already looked you up, man. You're doing other things. You're a pop singer. And one thing I like, you do a lot of charity work. And that seems to, how do you feel that, the Whitenicious thing and the skin-lightening thing kind of overshadows your other stuff? Tell us a little bit about that.
We live in a world where, at the end of the day, the good thing, before the good thing goes around, by the time the bad thing is already gone around the world, like people say, the good things are still trying to wear its shoes. I think most people are just feeding off the media and everything that's happening on Whitenicious, and it's not because it's bad, it's just because people want something to pick on. Because clearly there's a lot of stuff out there that have the names fair and white, bright and this, fair and that, yellow and that. Like, they have all these names on the market, but for some reason they decide to pick on Whitenicious. Whitenicious is a business owned by Black women. Of course, the way we are, we don't want to
Round of applause for that, goddammit. Yeah, that's what we need, more Black women making money, man. I like that. Yeah.
It's not really about money. It's about being independent and instead of me going. I do music. I did pop music.
Nice.
I do clothing. Before I got into all of these things, I used to design for a lot of celebrities.
Okay.
And make shoes and clothes, which I still do. And it just happened that Whitenicious just blew up. It got big, and which is really great to me as a businesswoman and as a person, and building an empire, which is gonna go until my kids, my grandkids, and whatever. Whitenicious is an amazing thing, first of all, to be on the market because it's an all-natural product.
Okay.
They have no hydroquinone, no steroids, no mercury, unlike most products on the market, which have like all those things in them. And I'm very proud of myself, At the end of the day, I'm a Black African woman. I'm proud of my heritage. I can never change that, and nobody can ever take that away from me. And so whatever I do with my body should not be able to affect what I'm selling, because I don't think you've ever seen me personally take a picture of me and be like, hey, I was Black, now I'm light skinned, and you want to be like me? No, I've never sold anything like that. The media decided to do that. I can't stop them, but I can just rip from whatever they're doing. They try to make it negative, and I turn it into positive. That's what God does for his children, so it's what it is.
I'll let you, boy, you're bringing God into the conversation. That's
Yeah.
good.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, Delacqua, go ahead.
I mean, but you saying, that the media has kind of taken Whitenicious and made it to this sort of controversial product. A lot of people say no publicity is bad publicity. I mean, do you feel like all of this sort of propaganda and all this media coverage that the cream is getting has helped you in other aspects, apart from the product,
Yes.
but has it propelled your music career?
Yes. It has. It has helped all aspects of my life. All of it. It has, this is how the media is, right? It just depends on what is happening. It's different when the media starts talking SHIT about my music, and when they're talking SHIT about something that clearly works. Now, when you take a picture of this girl, me, I was chocolate brown skin, and now of course I do look lighter than I was before, and you put it out there, and I didn't put it out there. Who's selling the product? You. They're trying to, the media was trying to bash me, but instead it turned positive for me. You had people like blogs and Peter and a lot of people that thought they were, killing me, but they actually really helped me a lot. Like, I could never pay for all this publicity that I had for free. These were millions of dollars. I could never pay for that.
Millions of dollars. Hey, I know Boomy has it. We were going to ask you about Lupita in a second, but I know Boomy has a question. Yeah, go ahead, Boomy.
You brought up Lupita Nyong'o, and I'm very glad that you did. I wanted to get a little bit of clarity on that whole conflict. Lupita, you said Lupita was coming for you. In my opinion, in my perspective, I don't think she was necessarily. I think what happened was she was just reading a letter that she received from a fan, exactly. A dark-skinned young fan who said that Lupita being on the international stage propelled or blocked her from purchasing Whitenicious. Right. So I don't necessarily think that's coming for you, but let's get into that whole conflict with Lupita.
Okay, so that's what you think. So how do you explain the fact that there was a letter that you didn't see, I didn't see, of course, and because I live here, I really know what goes down. I know how these PR things work, okay? I'm not trying to brag, but I've studied these things, and I know a lot of how these people make things happen. How do you explain the fact that you read a letter that never existed anyways, but then you turn around and you endorse Lancome? How do you explain that? You might tell me that she's endorsing a makeup line, but once you put your face on any brand, you are endorsing the whole brand, because when people go on Lancome, they just don't see your makeup. Lancome sells skin-lightening products too. So how do you explain that? And secondly, Lupita could have read that letter and just talked about skin lightening without calling my name. She was just trying to fit into the whole media hype that was going on then. And secondly, Lupita, what is she doing for Africa? Please tell me the last time Lupita went out there and gave stuff and did some charity work. What has she done for Africa? She won an Oscar. Did she share with you guys? You guys only want to look at what was said, what wasn't said. At least sometimes you have to give credit to people where it's due, okay? When somebody comes out and is calling out a brand, first of all, that was free publicity. I want to thank her, by the way. Shout out to her.
Yeah. That was free publicity. And
I have to be honest. fine. Shout out to her.
Right.
She put a lot of money in my pocket. I can't even be mad. I can't even hate, you know. Last year I was in a place where I was being attacked and dragged and everything. So I was in a whole different space. But a year later, I've made so much money. I've helped so many people. I'm in a really great space in my life. I can't be mad. Looking back at those things, I'm like, but you know what? I had to say what I had to say. I needed to drag it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hey.
I needed to milk it too. You know.
Fantastic. I'm not even mad at you, man. But let me ask you a question. So, are you saying that the letter Lupita read was made up and it wasn't real? Is that what you were trying to say?
Did you see the letter? Okay, let me ask you a question.
I didn't see it.
In the social media, right now we're in a social media world where if a little girl really wrote that letter, that little girl would have came out and said, I wrote that letter so she can get publicity too. It was never a little girl. And
I don't
secondly,
necessarily think that's the case.
But let me say something. All this is PR. Whitenicious was popping, then Lupita was popping. How about I keep popping and just try to backslash this little girl from Africa? She might not say anything. That's how PR was looking at it. I didn't know who Lupita was. I was going to Oscar parties, but I never knew who she was until I woke up that morning and everybody was texting me like, oh my God, did you see this? And I'm like, I didn't. I don't even have time for people. I don't look for people. I don't do stuff like that. She played.
You didn't watch 12 Years a Slave?
No, I don't go to. I'm not even gonna watch a movie that talks about slavery. Why? Why am I watching slave stuff? Like, really? Can they stop that already? Like, we're both way past slavery. Hey. There's a lot of glamorous stuff going on in Africa and America. Everywhere we're gone past that. We should be focused on different things and not just slave. Why should we have to put Africans only in slave movies? Why?
I feel you.
That's a very interesting question. But the breadth
How
of
about we talk about Africans who are doing something like the Alakije, the woman who is one of the richest black women, the things she's doing. Why do we have to focus on slavery? And there's a lot of things that we can do with our time. I don't want to.
I absolutely agree with that. And with all of the money that you are making off Whitenicious and the publicity, why not a production company? Why not come and meet with screenwriters and so on and so forth and make the movie that you want to see about Africa?
You know, at the end of the day, it's about planning and everything. You know, I did movies in the past. I've done movies in the past. So, of course, in the future, I'm going to produce, write books and do whatever I want to do. You know, at the end of the day, I'm just concentrating now on this. I like to finish projects. You know, I have music that I started. I have Whitenicious. I have my clothing line. It's a project. You take on projects just to make them successful, then you leave them to keep doing what they're doing. Their work. You know, so by the time I'm done with Whitenicious, you know, I'm working on another line. I'm working on a men's line. I'm working on a clothing line. It's just different things that I have. You know, it's a plan. I'm not just because people are doing slave movies doesn't mean I should go and change it. I'm, you know, it's what it is.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Let me say this. First of all, let's talk about Whitenicious a little bit. But I just want to go into some numbers. The World Health Organization just recently came out with a report that an overwhelming 77% of Nigerian women use skin lightening or bleaching products, and this is the highest percentage in the world. And they also address places like India, Asia, and all that stuff and everything. So, but I think what some people don't understand is that some of the products that they use are toxic, right? And you felt the need that, you know, there's a demand. People lighting their skin. I'm going to ask you a question later as to why you think people lighting their skin, but you felt like, you know, you could help, and that's why you came up with Whitenicious, right? Is that? I mean, talk about that a little bit.
You know, basically, it was something that I decided to get into because you look at the market, you look as an artist, which I think everybody should do. When you should be able to have something that you have. You know, everybody like it. You have Beyonce has a perfume line, she has a clothing line, everybody has something. Now, going into the perfume market was not, I look at it like, okay, why would you want to buy Beyonce's perfume and my perfume instead of Beyonce? The market was saturated. I have to find a niche. I have to look into something that wasn't on the market. Now, before I even started Whitenicious, I had just been around a lot of people and they're lighting their skin. Not being around family, but I see people. I travel. I've been traveling. I was in Nigeria for a while. I was just traveling.
Right.
And they were doing the wrong thing. The reality is there's a right way to do everything, but some people, because they're not educated about stuff, they just do what is available to them. They don't try to go and try to get more information and stuff like that. So Whitenicious was the right thing for me to do, put in the market, because that market wasn't saturated on a pop culture level. Because see, we're in a time where it's brands, and then there's pop culture brands. You get what I'm saying? So there was nothing like that on a pop culture level, which is social media, which is celebrities and stuff like that. Nobody is doing any body products, so I decided to go in there. And because I knew it was going to be safe and it was needed, and a lot of people need it. A lot of people have blemishes, sunspot, all this thing, and it's not just black people; it's everybody. My clientele goes from white people to black people to everybody. It's not just that I didn't make it for one person, because everybody has blemishes, everybody has some damage, everybody has liver spots and stuff like that. So most people look at it like I probably was making it for. No, I don't. I'm nobody was a target market. My target market was the people who needed it and were suffering from these things.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to buy it, that's their business. 200,000 happy customers. God damn it! Dolapo,
we
go
have
ahead.
more now. That was last year.
I think happy is
That was
relative.
last year, so by now we have more.
Right.
Well, I mean, you just said that you control the market. You figured no one wants to buy a perfume, or that it's too saturated. So you saw a niche for products. So do you think that, because of the statistics, I can't seem to talk today, and the high rate of women that are bleaching, do you feel like coming out with this cream was sort of leveraging on that? And you saw that as a niche, and I understand that, and that's what people in business do. But do you feel like is propagating this sort of idea?
No, I didn't make it for women.
Because this people.
Wait, let us speak. Sorry, Densha, can you go ahead again? What did you say?
I didn't make it for women to bleach their skin. There's no part of my product of my advert that say, hey, use this product and bleach your skin. There's no part of it. My product says get rid of dark spots and hyperpigmentation.
Okay.
And of course, to get rid of dark spot and hyperpigmentation, you have to lighten. To eliminate, you have to illuminate. So you do. We have these things where you say, most people will sit there and say that they don't do this, they don't do that. 90% of people in the world actually use products that have lightening agents in them without knowing. That's indirectly using it without knowing. And then there's the people who consciously do it. And then there's your dermatologists that will prescribe you 4% hydroquinone, which is really not good for your skin, because hydroquinone is actually banned in some parts of Europe. But then they'll justify that because it's a doctor that prescribes it to you, which is bad for you. That's a lot of toxic things we put in our body all the time. And Whitenicious was to correct little problems that people have. So we never came out with a full body lotion like, oh, use this. This is Densha when she was dark. This is Densha when she's light. This is what she used. Use it now and look like her. Have you ever seen any ad like that anywhere?
But do you understand? But do you understand how people can confuse it just by the name, even?
Exactly.
No, but see, that's what it's called reading comprehension. It's not my fault if people want to not understand whatever they read. Okay, I am not telling you that. Have you ever seen a picture of me where I put me when I was dark brown and when I'm light?
Like a before and after type thing.
No, but
have you ever seen me do that before?
No, but then the picture itself on Whitenicious is in it sort of like a lighter shade of you. So can people that have seen you and people that know of you because you're popular compare it and say, wait a minute, she looks lighter now on this thing, just from your popularity.
If I use this product, I too will get lighter.
But I've never denied that I didn't lighten my skin. But am I from? Is there any ad of Whitenicious that says use this product and be as light as Densha?
It's implied. It's not necessarily stated. Yeah, absolutely, it's implied. We live in a technological age, right?
That's your interpretation. It's called reading comprehension. It's simple.
Oh, absolutely. I'm actually quite adept at reading. Quite adept at reading, being that I'm finishing a PhD. That being said, I'm not the only person who is.
I can't change your opinion.
No, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
It's not.
It is a matter of opinion. Yes,
it's not my opinion. I'm talking based on people who I've spoken to, people who knew that I was coming on this show and that I would be interviewing you and asking you questions, have told me some things that they would like to ask you personally, and they've given their perspective on what they see Whitenicious as. They've seen the ad, they've seen you in your music videos or in your pictures versus the way you were before, and then a third view of how you look in your Whitenicious ads.
Right.
Now, I know you've said before that in the Whitenicious ads that it is a matter of lighting that they use in order to make you look brighter in the pictures. Do you or do you not have a problem with that? Or do you think that that's false advertising?
I don't think it's not false advertising, and I don't think, again, I'm going to still stick to the point I say goodbye to dark spots and hyperpigmentation. I didn't say goodbye to your beautiful dark skin, did I now? Now, you have products on the market like Back and Lovely, which will peel your scalp off, of course. It will break your hair, damage your hair, and cause you a lot of problems. Now, it's called Back and Lovely. Isn't it bad for you? It is. But so when you guys sit and just decide to be like, to form your opinions about Whitenicious, maybe because you guys have a problem with the name, maybe because you guys have your personal issues with me and what I've done to my skin. I'm an adult. At the end of the day, it's my personal choice. But again, I have a lot of time, so I posted it on Instagram. A lot of women, beautiful dark-skinned women, they send me emails and they're like, oh my God, I want to lighten my skin, I want to do this. And my reply to them is, you're beautiful, and I don't think that you want to embark on this journey, because doing it the right way is very expensive. And the way Whitenicious is set up, it's not enough product in one bottle to get you to look like me. You would spend tens and thousands of dollars. You don't want to start that. I say that to people. I'm not, there's
I'm
many
glad you
times
brought that up, actually. I'm glad that you said that.
Even my employees, when they're talking to people, I go back. I don't run my Instagram page. I don't run my Facebook. I don't run any of those pages. But I go back myself when I have the time and look through it and see what they're telling people. Right. And recently there was a little girl who was 16, and she wrote that her mom wanted to buy her the product. She's trying to lighten her skin and da-da-da. And my employee was like, well, it's going to cost you too much money. And I went back. I sent a message to my employee and told her, no, she's 16. When I was 16, I wasn't worried about what my skin looked like. I was worried about what my books looked like, and I was worried about where the next popping thing is popping. So when like me, I didn't do anything until I was an adult, on my own, making my own money, paying my own bills. It's a choice that you make as an adult. It's not because it's wrong what you wanted to do, but I just don't think a 16-year-old has money to embark on this journey.
Yeah, to be honest with you, man, I know I got all sorts of emails and everything saying I'm going easy and everything. It's everybody's preference, man. And I'm not trying to play devil's advocate here. The numbers are there. Women bleach their skin. They lighten it for some reason, for whatever reason they want to. That's their prerogative. So you saw what do you call it? You saw a demand and you're supplying it and you're making money. I swear I am not mad at you one bit. But Densha, please hold.
Even if you were mad, I can't be mad at your man.
Densha, please hold that thought. We're going to take a break and we're going to come back because there's some other questions we'd like to ask you. How did you come up with the name Whitenicious? Other things. Why do you think women even lighten their skin? Is it because they don't feel beautiful? And if they feel like, if they lighten their skin, they're going to be more beautiful, And we're just going to have a little conversation. Also, I don't want this Whitenicious to just consume the whole interview. I want us to talk about your music career, some of the charity work and everything that you're doing because I read up on you and all that, okay? We're going to take a break real quick, and we'll be right back. This show is brought to you by Whitenicious, goddammit. We'll be right back.